Yo, what's good? Welcome to episode 4 of All Bullshit Aside, where we put all bullshit aside and get straight to it. I'm your host, Sessions, with Sessions 365 TV. And today, I got my guest, CED, in the motherfucking building. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on stage.
What up, man? How you doing?
What's up with it, man? What's the business?
And just maintain it.
Yeah, you been all right?
Oh, yeah, I can't complain.
I've been all right, just getting this podcast off the ground. We back, we actually did this. For y'all that don't know, we did this 2 years ago. The live is still up. Shout out to CED again, because he came through and was super transparent, answered all the questions that we had, and it was actually a dope conversation, super informative. We learned something. We're gonna learn something again today.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, a lot of shit done changed, you know what I'm saying? So he gonna give us an update so we can see what's popping. First, go ahead and tell the people where you from.
I'm from Oak Cliff, America.
Yeah. What high school you went to?
I went to Townview Business.
Okay, yeah, you went to the Magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks can be deceiving.
Nah, straight up. What's your pronouns?
He, him, all the things male.
All right. How long you been transitioning?
In June it'll be 7 years.
Okay. So you've been transitioning for 7 years. Give us a little bit about let's start with the pronouns. So when you started, I'm assuming that did you start taking testosterone and then that's when you started to tell your friends, or did you already go into the pronouns like the he and the him and then?
It was after I started my hormones, because things started changing and people started, it was inevitable what I was doing. So that's kind of when I brought pronouns into play, because starting the hormones was like permanent to me. So let's get it popping and let's call it what it is.
Okay, that makes sense. So how did your family and friends adjust to your pronouns at first?
To be honest, it's still some adjusting. Okay. But the adjusting is not malicious. It's like my mom. Shoot, she birthed me. She been saying she and all that for 30-some years before I made my change. So she does try, but sometimes she slips. And when she slips, she correct herself, or she tell me I'm still getting used to it. So It's still some adjusting for her, but it doesn't bother me. She raised me with tough skin, so I know that she don't mean no harm. But like most of my friends already use bro and all of that, so it really wasn't that much adjusting. And if it was some adjusting, it was quick. It was quick. Once it was evident, it was like they couldn't help but say he or come here boy or whatever.
Right.
It never been sis or nothing to nobody anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. How was it for you adjusting?
Quite honestly, it's gonna sound crazy, but I don't know no other way to put it. In my head, I've always had this life. So it just kind of reflected into reality. So it really wasn't no adjusting to me. It was adjusting to everybody else seeing what I already knew and what I already saw. So in my head, it was man, he, all of that in my head, in my life, and how I saw myself.
Okay, that makes sense. I can definitely understand that transition with the pronouns for sure. I know you said like that was already a part of your life, so you was already, living like a man or as a man.
Yeah.
Rather, what I'm saying, from the jump. Do you feel like being a stud was like, just enough?
Yeah, it was. It became a just enough. It started as like finding yourself, because from jump, I didn't just think, oh, I'm transgender. It was just, I know something's different about me. Let's find out what that is. So then, having attention, attractiveness to girls and stuff that was like, okay, well maybe this is why I'm different, because I like girls. And then once I knew, okay, well yeah, I don't like girl clothes, so okay, I'm like them. I'm a stud. So okay, that's cool. And after a while, it was something that was still always kind of missing. My relationships never would work the way I needed them to work. And I couldn't figure it out. And I blame it on them. But then at the end of the day, once I, reflect on myself, I'm like, it's me. Because the only girls that I last with are straight girls.
Okay.
And that's because they treated me like a man.
Okay.
They didn't want to do things that sometimes, you know how sometimes films can be. They want to do things to you to make you pretty. Let me put some makeup on you. Let me do
Yeah.
this. They want to touch on your ass and all that kind of shit, and that ain't my cup of tea. And when I mess with a straight woman, she don't do all that. She treat me like a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, okay. And then once I knew transitioning wasn't out of reach, it was accessible, and I researched it, then I was like, that's what it is, and that's who I am, and that's what it is. Being a stud and wearing the clothes ain't enough. It's me. I need to portray that. I need everybody to see who I see.
Right.
Yeah.
So that you say, once you felt like that, that's when you started actually going through the transition. Like, who did you see somebody transitioning first that gave you like, you able to chop it up with somebody, get some
Oh yeah.
game?
Shout out to Stacks and shout out to Ashton, aka Black. They were my open books. The book that I'm being to you now, when whatever I didn't know or whatever I saw on my internet research that I just didn't know about, I asked them, and they were an open book to me, and they pointed me in the right directions and told me different options I had. And even days when I felt alone, because I did transition alone, I chose not to just make it public. Only the lady I was with knew. So, and of course, Stacks and Ashton, when I started, I told them. But like sometimes Stacks would pull up to my shop and just chill and blow with me because I'm having a nervous type day, because I'm not looking like I want to look yet. And I'm getting anxious and stuff like that. And people looking at me strange now because my hair growing on my face and that type of stuff. So shout out to them. They was like my little core system of
Oh, y'all, somebody might have called through bro off. Y'all to just tune in. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Share the live, share the live, share the live. I can't hear you. It's okay if you need to go out and come back in. Y'all that's watching while CED get his audio together, make sure y'all share the live. Make sure y'all share the live. Share the live. We getting informed. We about to be super knowledgeable by the end of this live. We appreciate CED for popping in to definitely talk to us about his transition. If y'all didn't hear it already, but he was talking about how he started transitioning at the age of 34. So it's been about 7 years. We talked about pronouns. We was just about to get into his journey. Here you go right now. So we about to.
Now.
There we go.
There we go.
Back.
Sorry, phone call.
All right. Yeah, I told the viewers I already knew what time it was.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
What were we talking about? They done missed my whole thing.
You was giving Twan and
yeah.
flowers.
Yeah, they really, helped me out, talked to me, and led me in the right direction, from medically transitioning even to the surgeon that I used for my top surgery. And they were open books, and having somebody be an open book just so you can be extra sure about the unknown already, that made a big difference, and it made me more confident in the choices I was making.
That's what's up. How did you approach them? Was it easy to ask them, or was you kind of nervous at first, or?
Well, like they I'm never, if it were the small group of people who know me know I don't be out and about and stuff like that. I did that 15 years ago or whatever, so I'd be really chilling. So like when I see people, I see them on the internet, or I might pass you in the mall or something, or a lot of people come up to my shop and kick it with me. So I would see them, and I would notice the change bit by bit to where, and I'm not the type that's gonna be like, hey, why you look different? Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it open for you to tell me what you want me to know. I don't never want to feel like I'm invading your privacy or whatever. So I just was looking like, okay. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so one day Twan called me and he wanted me to edge him up and all that kind of stuff. But he said he wanted a time where it wasn't just a lot of people crowded in the shop. And it was because, he wanted me to trim his facial hair. And at that time, that was early in his stage. And then once he shared that with me, I was like, okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. And then I thought, like, that's my dog. Like, we not the same cat, but like we on the same wavelength and we around the same thing. So I'm like, if he can do it, I ain't saying we got the same amount of money or whatever, but I'm just saying
Right.
like
Right.
he my partner, so it can't be that hard,
Right.
to get to that. Like I need to talk to him. And
Right.
one day I think I hit him in his inbox and was just like, I'm proud of you, and you can tell that you becoming who you really are. It suits you. And so I was just like, one day maybe when I can get some insurance or something like that, I'm gonna start my journey too. I was like, but I just, gonna wait till I can get to it. And that's we was like, bro, it's accessible without insurance, and boom, we went from there.
Right. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Twan for being open
Yeah,
enough to, first of all, to trust you,
yeah,
with during his journey
yeah,
of just the edge up and what I'm saying, the trim, because clearly it was still kind of, what I'm saying,
yeah.
touchy. So shout out to him for that. And then shout out to you for, what I'm saying, being trustworthy enough for somebody to even come to you,
Straight,
and for sure. And the fact that also I want to shout him out for what I'm saying, giving you the game and not being like a gatekeeper.
straight up, for real. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't be willing to lend a helping hand or don't want you to have the same access to what they had access to. No matter what, everybody's stuff gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's journey, their pathway is gonna deter it some way. So why not pay it forward? Somebody had to help you in some way. You didn't just
Right.
keep doing it.
Right, facts. So you hollered at Twan, he gave you the game. So you now you're going through your transition. The testosterone.
Yeah.
Did you so I'm gonna ask you again because I'm asking about the order because I just want to get some clarity for me and for our audience. So did you start taking T before you had top surgery, or did you take T and then have top surgery?
Yeah, I took it before, way before. That was T was my first step into like starting my official transition. So
Okay.
so like I went to the doctor and got blood work done and you know consented to having hormones because I was paying out of pocket at that time. I didn't have another like 9 to 5 type job with no benefits. I was strictly entrepreneur.
Right.
So I was, I have to sign consent because I didn't have to go to a therapist like a lot of people do and bring a letter and all of that. They make you sign consent when you're paying cash. So I did that, and they monitor your testosterone levels. I think the first year I went every 3 months, and then that second year it was like come twice a year, every 6 months, and then after that third year they were on a like once a year thing, and I just kind of called them every 3 months to renew my prescription. But that's how
Well,
they.
so you taking hormones, how is it adjusting to your new attitude?
Well, I pretty much I'm at I'm at peace with how I am now. But at first, adjusted to aggression that I couldn't control in my mind. What I ain't gonna say I couldn't control it. Aggression levels that I wasn't used to. Mm-hmm. So learning how to, pipe down. Everything ain't that big. Everything ain't a competition.
Yeah.
It's type thing. I had to adjust to that. I had to adjust to the aggression because it was just natural because of the hormones. So I wasn't aware. And I was hurting feelings, and I was, saying, being snappy, you know what I'm saying? Or some people were like, you just don't give a fuck about nothing, because in actuality, they was right. I give a fuck, but I ain't gonna linger on it. Like, okay, that's the problem. Bet, this is what I gotta do. Then just handle it. Like, I ain't gonna sit and be like, oh man, get over this shit. Come on. But you can't have that attitude with everybody. So especially ladies sensitive.
Right.
I take that attitude with the girl I was messing with. I had a flat tire. So what, bro? Come on. I'm finna change this mud. Be all right. Stop crying.
Right. Nah, that's what's up though, that you were able to, recognize, that it was like a shift in your attitude, or like the mood swings. Did you have to adjust your the testosterone level because of the mood swings?
Yeah, I did at one time, like probably within that first year, or maybe the second year, and it wasn't even me recognizing, so I can't even take credit. It was just I started going to my appointments, and the lady was like, your testosterone level is extremely high for you to be there. Took your shot 3 days ago. So then she dropped my dosage down per week. Like, I think they started me on 0.5 millimeters, and they dropped me down to 4.4. I mean, then we settled at 0.35, and that's where I've been forever and a day. So I guess that's my little okay.
Okay. Is it always a shot? Is it not like a pill or anything? It's just,
for me, it's a shot. But people take pills. I take intramuscular shots, meaning they got to be shot into a muscle. I take mine in my thigh. But I know some people that take what they call subcutaneous, and that's like an insulin needle, and they shoot in their stomach. So I mean, they got gel. I heard the gel is slower. I haven't been prescribed the gel before, but you got to put it in an area that nobody's gonna be touching for a while, because it will like spread from person to person. I don't want that no way, because I ain't got time to be thinking about if I'm touching you where I put my medicine
and shit. Yeah. Yeah. So I never knew that it was different types of ways that you could take the testosterone. So
yeah.
Okay. What about your top surgery? Let's go back there real quick.
Yeah.
What's the process, and then what's the healing time frame?
They say the total healing time frame is 6 weeks, and that's before you can fully stretch your arms and all that kind of stuff. They might do like 8 weeks for you to work out, or maybe even 10 weeks for you to work out and stuff, but you generally be all right within that first 6 weeks. From the processes for it, it's always two ways. It's the cash way, it's the insurance way. The insurance way, you gotta go to a therapist, and the therapist gotta write a letter saying that they agree with the fact that you need a permanent gender altering surgery. You probably gotta have a letter saying you've been on testosterone and all of that. Probably with cash, which I had my top surgery with cash, they probably want to know that you was on testosterone. I think I did give him a letter for that, but he just kind of asked me a few questions like, how long you been living as a man? Do you know that it's a permanent change? Ain't no coming back from it, and all that. And once I said, yeah, I agree. And I think I told him I've been living as a man really the whole time I've been interested in girls. Like, that's what I've been doing. I've never played Barbie dolls and all that kind of stuff. If I did play with Barbie dolls, she was fucking G.I. Joe or some shit like that. So, and he was like, okay, cool. Well, it's a $500 deposit, and you can pay on it how you want. And we went from there. So after I got paid my deposit and I started making payments, and once I was finished paying $7,500, they was ready to set a date. And we set the date, and shoot, we went from there. And basically it's just they cut all the breast tissue and all that. They cut it off. I was very heavy chested, so I had to get lipo on the sides, so I wouldn't have that meat that was hanging or whatever from the up under your arms.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say it was painful. Honestly, for me, I had no pain. I just had discomfort from being stiff, because it's like coming out, you can't lift your hands because you're gonna stretch stretch
Mm-hmm.
it. So you can't you can't really reach out too far. It was just I have to sleep sitting up in a recliner. It was just uncomfortableness for me, but no pain. The hydrocodones they gave me, I gave them away. Like, I didn't even take them.
Right.
Cause if I ain't hurting, I ain't taking no pill, and I wasn't hurting. It was just inconvenience of being and not being independent. Because thank God for my mama, but she had to help me do everything. Like, I can't reach around and wipe my ass after I shit. So like, thank God. If you don't have nobody, it's gonna be a hard, 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 hard journey.
I'm glad that you did touch on your mom, because I did want to also ask you. I was gonna ask you, did you come? How was it out? How was it? What's First of all, what's the difference between coming out as a lesbian and coming out as a man?
For me, the easiest was coming out as a man.
Okay.
And it was because of, in my mind, it was because of the time frame and how far we have come. Because coming out lesbian, I was 16 years old. To her, uh, she ain't feeling that shit at all. Don't have no girls around. Don't And when she say around, she mean around. Like, I stayed in Canterbury in some apartments in the hood by
Yeah.
Redbird. A girl came to see me in my circle, and we parked across from where I live. My daddy talked to my mom on the phone. Oh, at that time, she in the car with one of them girls across the street by the Washington, and my mama sent word, get that bitch away from my motherfucking house. You know what I'm saying? Like no. And we battled. She never not loved me, but she made it hard for me to mess with no girls.
Yeah.
Out to the point where I was 17 going on 18. I think the girl I was talking to was 24. My mama found that out. She had a problem. And then she found the girl house key on my key ring. She took the key and took it to the girl house. Said, don't you give my baby no key to your house. You don't need nowhere to stay, blah, 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 blah. She cool as a fan now. But back then, I had one of them mamas. So like, we bumped heads, and I moved out of state for like a year, or almost a year, and I came back, and we kind of been smooth sailing since then, and that was like 2003. Yeah. No, I
Okay.
came back in 2000, yeah, late 2003. So yeah, so like, we've been smooth sailing since then. So coming out back then, it was, oh no, 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 you need to pray, da, 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 blah blah blah. Coming out as a man, I was more scared, but her thing was, you doing it for you, you being safe.
Tell us that story. They need to. That I love that story.
Yeah. Well, I started, and like I say, I ain't tell nobody. Only reason I think I told the mother of my children is because we were together at the moment. We living in the same house. I don't need you seeing needles thinking I'm doing heroin or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I was very nervous about telling her, because I'm her only baby. I got step siblings, but I'm hers. I'm her only baby. I already told them I was lesbian. So that means none of that walking nobody down no aisle and all that pretty princess shit. And now I'm whole man. It's everything down the drain for you. You know what I'm saying? So I was real nervous, and I thought I was gonna disappoint her. So I kept it for as long as I could, until my voice started changing. And every time she called me, she'd be like, "Are you sick?" And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good." But I could tell it's the voice, goddamn.
Yeah.
So Then I'm getting to the point where I can walk by the mirror and I see the face of her. It ain't just peach fuzz no more. It's kind of coming. So I just 6 months into my transition, I just was like, I gotta tell her, I gotta tell her. And I went over her house the day after Christmas in 2017, and I sat there and we bullshitted and talked the shit we always talk, and we didn't talk about it. I didn't even get into that, and so I choked, and I was getting ready to leave, and so she always walked me to the door, give me hugs and stuff, and whatever. But this time she hugged me and she said, "I'm so proud of you. I love you," and she held me tight, and I was just like. I cried almost in the inside. I ain't let her know. I was like, "All right, mama, love you too." And I got
Yeah.
I got in the house. I got out the house. I got in the car, and I drove up the street. And some just was like, "You stop," because that was your invitation. Like, so I turned around, I parked, and I just came in the house, and I was like, I came here to tell you something. And so I sat down. I'm all choked up and shit. And
Yeah.
I know this, that, and the other. And I just, I gotta live for me, and I can't do this. And I just told her I'm a transition. I'm a trans man, and I was like, I just, I'm gonna take these off, and I just let it out.
Yeah.
It was like, she was looking at me like, it's gonna be all right, calm down, because I'm teary eyed. I'm a big baby at that point. And
Yeah.
she was just like, so are you doing it for you? And I was like, yes. And she was like, nobody else? I said, nah. And she was like, and that's really what's gonna make you happy. And I was like, yeah, and so she was like, well, I'm with it. I love you. It's nothing, as long as it's for you. And then she gave me a big old hug, and I broke down and stuff. But ever since then, we've been good. The only thing just be a lot of awkward questions.
Yeah. You gotta have them. You gotta have them. Also, tell us about because you also told your grandmother. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
My granny, when RIP to her. But if anybody know me, they know that's my number one fan. And if I hate to disappoint anybody more than I hate to disappoint my mama, I would hate to disappoint my granny. So, like, same thing with her. I'm already in her mind tomboyish and stuff, and she know I like girls. So she was my clothes person, kept me in Tommy and Nautica and all that back in high
Yeah.
school and stuff. So Granny always been down with me, but I had to tell her that, transitioning over into being a man, and I'm nervous, like I'm nervous, but was nervous for my mama. And shoot,
Mm-hmm.
my granny, she was just like, some people ain't gonna like it, and oh well, if you happy, if it make you happy, then I love you. And
Yeah.
that was it. Then she got to, now that I think about it after she gone, and I think about the conversations we had, like, she started telling me about my granddaddy, and I never met him because he was passed before I got here, which is my mom's dad. So like, she was telling me how he was, and like, he was a stand-up dude, and he didn't ever holler and raise his voice and da da da. But he meant business, and now that I think about it, I'd be like, she was giving me the gems of, like, if you're gonna
Yeah.
be a man, this the type of man
You
you
need to be.
got to
Yeah.
be.
You gonna be like your grandpa.
Yeah. And the other thing about my granny is, like, she was going through dementia, so I I came after my granny, I don't know how many times,
Okay.
because she would see me, and she would look at my beard, and she'd be, baby, how you do that?
Yeah.
Here we go, granny. Remember, I told you I'm transitioning. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I got used to explaining myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely. I think that's dope that you were able to tell her that she understood her and your mom, because that's like, like you said, them your gems, them your backbone. So it whatever they thought would, meant a lot to you. Their opinions meant a lot to you.
Yeah,
So I,
and
I think,
that's one reason why I started without even telling them, because if anybody could make me pause or make me, what I'm saying, halt on it for a little while longer, it's them. You know what I'm saying? I care about what they say or what they think. And I had to, what I'm saying, that was something I just said, you know what, I got to do it without nobody saying that, so I could just already do it for me, and it ain't no turning back. Cause like I said, them my dogs right there.
Right. We also we had talked previously, and we talked about bottom surgery.
Yeah,
And I asked you what you thought about bottom surgery, and you said that it was up in the air for you. So again, that was 2 years ago, y'all. Now
yeah.
fast forward to 2024. What is it in the air? Did you catch it? What it was?
It almost has landed.
Okay. Okay.
Right now I got a surgery day for August the 16th, and yeah, I'm going forward with it. It ain't up in the air no more. I made my decision, and it is what it is.
What made you change your mind?
Hey, I'm tell you, and you gonna think I'm bullshitting, but I swear it's the truth. Insurance.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a good job with good benefits. I mean, I already got a good job in cutting hair, but I'm tired of paying the full office visit when I got a cold or something. So I end up just happening to have a job with great benefits that take care of everything. So like once I knew I had them benefits, and I just really had to think to myself, like, are you saying no to it because you really don't want to go through it, or you don't want to send nobody else through it, or is this something you're gonna regret later and be like, you know what, I should have did this, and I couldn't be like 100% I can do without it. I couldn't say that, so I just said, you know what, why you got the resources, and it's a hell of a resource, you know.
Right.
So I was like, why you got the resources to make it obtainable? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if it wasn't for Blue Cross Blue Shield,
Yeah.
nah, I ain't
Yeah.
doing it.
Is this your first? Because how many? First of all, what is two different types of bottom surgery, right?
it
Uh,
it's a
phalloplasty.
Yeah, and
And then,
that meta, they call meta. I can't say the full meta something plastic, right? But yeah, there's two different kinds. I'm going fallow.
okay.
Uh,
What's the difference?
from my understanding, meta is more for someone who's concerned with peeing standing up only.
Okay.
And it's just my understanding of what I read. Fallow is you want full function.
Hmm.
Like you want to pee, you want to feel,
Yeah.
you want erection, you want
Yeah.
you want to bulge in your pants, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference between the two. But yeah, I'm getting fallow because I want the full function.
So, um, forgive me for my ignorance, which I'm sure it is. So it's not only a penis, but you also get the ball sack too, right?
Yeah, yes. So for me, uh, at first I was gonna use a donor site on my thigh to make my penis as a donor site for the tissue, because they get your tissue from thigh, on forearm, your back, or your stomach. But they can do different processes for each, whichever skin you decide to use. At first I was going with thigh, but oh yeah, I'm not getting my surgery down here, I'm getting it in Houston. So that, other than surgery and recovery, it put in travel and all of that. So when I was initially going to use my thigh, it put like possibly two more trips to Houston, and I think both of those trips would have been the extra long type trips where I got to stay 2-3 weeks, and that's just not nothing that I want to sacrifice. I because I need to work, and I can't be.
Right.
And so I went ahead and chose to use my arm as a donor site, my forearm. The downside, well, I ain't gonna call it downside, but I really didn't want to use my arm because of tattoos. But I just, when I thought about, do you want to make 3 trips to Houston, or do you want to make 5? and and do you want to keep going back and forth? No, I don't. So, let me just take the simplest route where I can still achieve what I want as far as size and all of that. So they take this, they're gonna take, for me, they taking the skin from my arm, and they form your penis from this tissue that they take in the skin, and they make a tunnel basically in a small tunnel in the inside, and they make you lengthen your urethra so you can pee through it. That's in the first stage for me, the doctor I'm using. In the second stage, he's turning what used to be lips into balls. I'm having a hysterectomy in that second stage because I haven't had that. And I believe that's it. Yeah, the balls. Yeah, that's it. Now, what he has told me is that in my second stage, because in that first stage, they're not just putting the thing on it, they connecting it nerve endings and all of that kind of stuff. So once after that second surgery, if I'm satisfied with the erection that I get, and if I'm satisfied with the feeling that I have, then I can be done. The third stage is a simple day surgery with putting a pump in your balls and a rigid inflatable thing inside of your penis. You pump your balls, you want to get hard, hold, squeeze, put it back down. Hopefully I don't need that, but if I do need it, I will go get it.
Right. Yeah. Gotta do what the man gotta do.
Yes.
Now that I did not know that. Now that so you saying if it doesn't have as much feeling or mobility for
Well, if it don't get it on its own with a nerve connections, if it doesn't get as hard as I needed to, or if I wanted to for sex, then I could come in for that third surgery, which is just a simple day surgery. He said I can go back home that day. Like it's like an hour or two and you buy. It's an outpatient surgery.
so but you will still have feeling if you have to do
Yeah,
the
yeah,
third.
yeah. Yeah, I still have
So,
feeling.
so I gotta ask you this, bro.
Yeah,
So when you do ejaculate,
yeah.
it do it come out the hole too?
I ain't seen it with my own two eyes, but people that I know that have already been through it, they tell me that yeah, but it's clear.
Okay.
It's it's not like it ain't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I've heard. But like I said, have I seen it happen? Nah, I ain't seen it happen.
Okay. See
But
that was a new.
that I could see where it kind of makes sense because if it just anatomically speaking, the clitoris ain't nothing but a very, 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 very small dick.
Mm-hmm.
So if you connecting the nerves to that, when I get aroused, a clit stands the hell up. Well, if the nerves is there, that dick needs to stand the hell up too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I say hopefully I don't need all of that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's definitely two surgeries, and then the third surgery is optional depending on
Yeah.
how things go.
Yeah, and see the difference in when I was going to use my thigh, it was going to be a whole surgery just used to take that chunk out of my thigh, and they were going to keep that and form it while I go and heal, and then come back and you attach it, and it might need some debulking, and that would be another point. Like, nah, I ain't. Look here, you're doing too many stages on me. I don't like going under the knife like that anyway. And the fact that the first two gonna be like 8 hour surgeries. I ain't trying to add any more,
God damn, 8 hours. How long is the healing process?
Well, as far as like needing direct attention, I will be at the hospital 5 days after. And
Okay.
then the doctor ordered me to stay in Houston for at least 2 more weeks, at least, just in case, a complication happens. He can't get to Dallas and I can't get to Houston quickly.
Right.
So that's why he was like, you got to stay in Houston for at least 2 weeks. So there you go, calculate in, even though thank God that my insurance paying most of it, I still got to pay, my deductible and whatever. But, I got to have arrangements for Airbnb
Hotel,
or
somewhere to
whatever,
stay.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a lot coming with it.
And somebody got to come with you because they got to help you.
Yeah, and luckily my mama got a good job, so she can use FMLA for me being her child and needing medical help. So she gonna use that to come down with me.
Man, shout out to the mamas, man.
Man,
Because man,
So when I tell you, when I had that top surgery, it was a moment, man. I swear, I no bullshit. I was in the shower because she had to help me bathe, like she really had to. So I was standing in the shower and she had to wash my back and all that shit. And I was just looking at the wall, and out of nowhere, I just said, "Mom, I love you and thank you." Cause like, man, like if you wasn't here to do this at that point, I had friends, but what partner I want watching my motherfucking ass? Hell nah, you know what I'm saying?
Right. For real,
So that,
especially if you ain't got no old lady. It's either your mama, your sister, brother, favorite cousin, favorite auntie, or somebody.
yeah. So that was like this. Yeah, shout out to her for real. And that's a trip because I told her I was like, I'm gonna do this podcast. I'm keeping her from interrupting me and all that kind of stuff. And she talking about, do they need me? Man, go on somewhere, man. Go
Yeah,
on
we needed
somewhere.
her. That would have been good though, man. You should call her and ask her how she felt when you told her. That would be a good
Man,
question to ask her. But we gonna actually save that because
yeah,
I got an idea for you.
yeah,
Saying I got an idea for you. But yeah, that's funny. Shout out to your mama, man. She a real one.
yeah, for real.
Shout out to her. What's your mama name? I don't want to just
They
we
call
don't just call her Mama Said. Shout out to Mama Said.
look, they probably know her. She from South Oak Cliff and all that. They call her
Yeah,
Miss Coco. So
yeah, okay. Shout out to Miss Coco, man.
yeah,
For real. Miss Coco cool and it's always a
yeah,
blessing to still have your mom. Mother's
yeah.
Day is coming up. Shout
Real.
out and what I'm saying, special shout out to y'all that might not have your moms right now. I know
Man,
that I don't know personally, but I'm assuming and I can only, what I'm saying, guess that that's probably hard. But I want to also ask you, what about going to jail? You got some insight on that?
um, now they might keep you apart from everybody, but like for me, if I get pulled over and gotta go to jail, I'm going with the men because my license says male, and that's what they going by. Now, once they find out, what's going on with you, well, that's if like for somebody like me, I still have the woman part, so.
Mhm.
They definitely gonna put me by myself, which probably will make me being in solitary or some shit like that.
Mhm.
But I mean, if after surgery, I'll probably just be in there,
Yeah.
which
After
make me a
surgery.
little bit more careful
Yeah.
because I ain't trying to play with nobody.
Right. Because from my understanding is exactly how it works is that depending on if you have whatever is in your pants
Yeah,
determines where you go because they don't want to get sued.
yeah. They
Yeah.
gonna put you. You'll be in the by yourself, because of the way they book you in. You'll be by yourself. You'll be on the man's, but you be by yourself. It ain't like
Mhm.
you gonna be in there wandering around and somebody in there gonna get at you like that. Cause
Right.
like you said, they ain't trying to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And they gotta protect us for sure. Shit, it don't
yeah.
matter what the fuck going on.
Nah, for real.
Um, Another question that I had for you because I've been watching the show, and on the show they had a ooh, forgive me, charge it to my mind, not my heart, because I don't remember what their pronouns were.
Yeah,
However, they had went through transitioning,
yeah.
then they stopped transitioning. What do you think about that?
Uh, I mean, whenever in my opinion, any decision you got to make, for the best of your well-being and mental health, by all means, make that decision. But to me, it kind of shows a lack of initial research or initial assurance when you made the choice to start, because to like right now, if I made that choice and say, you know what, I don't want to be on hormones no more, I want to be a lady. Well, this beard ain't gonna stop growing. I'm gonna have to be a shaving lady.
Yeah,
My voice ain't gonna go back to it. Ain't never been high, but it ain't gonna never go up the little octave that it was. This is it right here. So you gonna be long hair in your dress or whatever, talking like this. Like you gonna have to shave every morning or to get laser removal or whatever you got to do. But it's so that's why I say before I don't tell nobody, hey, go ahead. Nah, sit with yourself and think about this shit because some of this shit is permanent.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely permanent. And
Yeah.
again, I was just asking because I was watching a show and that's what was going on because when they came in, she was auditioning for a lesbian show.
Mm-hmm.
She came in, they was like, "You ain't no boy," and she was like, or they were like, "No," and they were like, "No, you took some testosterone before, like you can't like." They like, "I know well you like you can't trick me. I know what I see," and that's when they started to explain, and they actually said that the person that they were dating
Yeah.
was I guess into that and wanted them to transition.
Oh,
That's how
yes.
they started transitioning. But they had only went as far as top surgery.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-wee.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was good to hear your opinion about that. I also want to ask you too, because it's definitely been a super topic here lately.
Yeah.
Is how do you feel about trans people being able to compete in sports?
Um, I'm really like on the fence sometimes because like, and it's gonna be biased. Like maybe for a trans man, go ahead and play because steroids in a man make you stronger. In a cis man or a man, somebody born a man, steroids in them make them stronger. So what you think it do to somebody who ain't got that in them naturally? It make them strong too. Now I'm not saying that they definitely gonna beat you, and I'm not saying that I would definitely be a natural born man, but to me, it's more fair than the other
Okay.
because I mean, and I don't mean no disrespect first off, and I ain't judging nothing, but I'm just talking off of what I see and like what I gather, and it's like I've seen beautiful trans women who feminine is all get out, but I still see a little bit of the muscle tone, so I don't know how strong you still
Mhm.
are. And I'm not that. I'm not a trans woman, so I can't know the feeling. But I know I feel stronger than what I used to be. So I can only speak on the trans men, and I'd be like, yeah, no doubt. Go ahead. If you want to box, play football with them, hoop with them, go ahead. Play tennis with the men, all that. But I would
So
hesitate on the trans woman probably. I got questions. I won't say I hesitate. I won't say I'm against it. I just got questions.
I I definitely can see your perspective, and the reason why I was asking is because there is a trans woman. Her name is Leah Thomas,
Yeah.
and she's a swimmer. And as a man, she was coming in like 55th place, 66th place.
Yeah.
Woman, she coming in first and third and fifth.
And that's what that's where my conflict being, because in my
Mhm.
conflict is totally about fairness. It ain't about you shouldn't be out there with the
Cheater. Yeah.
girls because it's cool. It's just do I believe it's fair? I can't say I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the World Aquatics, they have a gender inclusion policy.
Yeah.
And policy uh dictates that male to female transgender athletes would only be eligible to compete in the women's category if they transition before the age of 12 or before they reach stage 2 of puberty. So
Yeah.
how do you feel about that at them saying you got to transition at the age of 12?
Let me tell you, I I do not agree with minors making that type of decision, even though your parents are gonna ultimately make the give the allowance for that. But and I'm saying this even though in my mind I already knew who I was at the same age as them kids. But was I ready to handle the world, and was I ready to handle the mental state changes and the urges and stuff? Hell no, I wasn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't I'm against that. I wouldn't do it if my child came to me right now and said they was the other sex. Son, I'm down with you, and I get it. I totally understand. But you gonna have to wait till you grown before we make any permanent steps towards that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. And you can call me a hypocrite because I am transgender. I don't give a damn. I'm a parent at the end of the day. And I know some, like you said, that story you just told me, somebody did it just because they love or wanted that, and you ain't with them no more. So now you going back to what you really wanted. I know people who do it. Who I done seen people do it as a fad, and then once you see that, hey, life totally different. It's different aspects. I used to change tires as a stud, and even though I still had on nigga clothes, dudes would stop and be like, you good, fam?" or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like, "Oh no, I got it." And they drive off then, or some of them just made themselves help me. You know what I'm saying? Now let me catch a flat. Zoom, zoom, zoom. The car just going. Is you ready for that? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, because and that's another thing that people misunderstand, and that's what I hate that they assume about studs, because they think because y'all dress that way that you doing manly shit. And nine times, and I won't say 9 times 10, but there are some studs who they just comfortable dressing like that. But is they trying to move a tractor trailer? No, and they'll tell you
Yeah.
no. They
Right.
gonna get somebody to do it or ask somebody to do it. So you know what I'm saying? Like that thing right there. If somebody you ready to come from that to gotta do it, you gotta do it. They looking at you to do it. Like, and one thing is, I remember I could be like, man, my car broke down. I gotta pay this. I gotta do that, da da da. And whoever be talking to me, friends or lover or whoever family member, they be, oh, well, what you gonna do? Like, it's gonna be all right. And woo, 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 blah blah blah. Well, you need a little help. Well, I triple A. Man, I be talking now and be like, shit, man. I just like in February, I just totaled my car.
Damn.
Niggas be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it because I can take care of myself, and
Right.
I'm ready for who I am. But somebody who's not, that could fuck your life up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because don't nobody give a damn, nigga. You supposed to pay them bills and take care of shit and
Yeah.
provide and protect, and that's it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
They forget that part.
yeah, they think it's muscles and facial hair, and I tell people all the time, oh, it's more than looks. Are you ready to be looked at totally different? You think you want to look like a man, but look when it's see what it's gonna be like when it's evident that that's who you are. Ain't nobody helping you. I mean, I
Let
do
me
get help. I ain't saying everybody treat me like shit or nothing, but I mean,
right.
ain't no superhero trying to fly to my rescue. I am Superman.
Yeah, for sure. What's it like dating? Do do women do you tell at what point in the relationship do you tell the women?
Me,
Or, and a second part to that question is once you have completed bottom surgery, is that a conversation?
only me being me. The first part of your question, I make sure I definitely tell you before you are ever seen in public with me. That's my rule, and that's my deadline before you seen in public with me. But me being who I am, it's like first to third conversation.
Okay.
That, hey, let me tell you, I'm this kind of guy.
Okay.
I'm missing a few things, But if you'll take it artificially, I got you for
Right.
the moment. You know what I'm saying? And then but like definitely, and the reason I say before you seen with me because I'm not ashamed of who I am at all. But I understand that there are certain stigmas that come along with being seen with me if somebody knows about me. So I would never want to have somebody in the dark and then they be like, "Girl, no, you was with it. That used to be a girl," and da 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 da. Da. And now you feel some type of way and don't trust me because you think I was trying to hide it. So no, I'm gonna give you a chance and a choice to go out with me, a choice to be seen with me, a choice to fuck with me. I ain't gonna never lead nobody astray. Even when even when I have bottom surgery, if I don't have the woman that I'm gonna be with already by then, you know, right? I tell you, I, and it'll be the same time frame. And the
What?
reason I say first through third conversation, because in that third conversation, I kind of know if we're gonna have a second. So if we ain't gonna have a second, ain't no use in me even telling you.
Yeah, you don't need to be in
You
my
know,
business
yeah.
for sure.
So you know that
What's their reaction?
it,
How do they usually react?
I used to be nervous, but the comfortable reactions I get, like it just now I'm just like, yeah, hey, I'm transgender, and 9 times out of 10, it be like, oh, I know, I seen you on Facebook, I just ain't your friend yet, or you know, some shit like that, you know. Or they be like, yeah, my hunger so and so know you, or you cut so and so hurt. I already knew that. What surprises me is I really don't even have to tell it a lot because I get chose a lot. Like just on some. At first, it really used to be like, who is that? Because I was known in LGBT, but now I'm in straight spots a lot more than I used to be. And so then it's like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Because they used to see the same people. So then
Right.
I used to get chose on a lot like that. But I make my dating a little hard because I I got this thing where I don't want to put nothing on nobody. And like right now, shoot, I work. I barely got time to do anything as far as put my attention into what a woman would need. It's like I'll be working, and then with me going through this surgery stuff, like I'm about to have to go get a electrolysis hair removal on this arm probably once a week. So that's something else I gotta work into my schedule to be able to make those sessions, so it don't be so I won't have no hair on my dick.
Right.
uh I had that wreck in February. I'm still kind of going to therapy for that. So I do that before I go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a lot going on. And plus I feel like my bottom surgery is like my completeness. And for what I want, because I Saturday I'll be 42. So like I ain't trying to have fun. Like I'm looking for her. So like, and I want to when I find her or when she reappears, whoever she may be, I don't know, but you know
Yeah.
when that happens, I want to be complete. Like I don't want to give you no room to say I'm missing anything because just being honest, like I'm tired of hearing women tell me I'm perfect. But it's that one thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That right there, which I understand and I get it and I respect it, and I don't never be mad at them because I get it. If you were perfect for me, but it was just one thing you couldn't give me, I understand. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm tired of hearing that shit. So I don't even like. I'm at a point like I talk to some ladies. You know what I'm saying? I have conversations with some. I even go have a few drinks with some, but I don't take it. I don't mash the gas on them because I feel like I'm gonna come at you when everything is everything, so that I can feel totally complete while I'm saying what I'm saying to you, whining and dining you, and showing you what it is.
Straight up. Straight up.
Cause yeah,
And that's respect for you, you know what I'm saying, being again transparent, letting them know, giving them an option, you know, then they
yep.
can't feel like, you know, that you didn't give them the option. So that salute to you for that. I respect that for sure, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Uh, it's definitely getting towards the end of our interview. I did want to again salute you and shout you out. I seen a couple of people saying salute um in the comments because again you were so transparent, and I'm gonna speak on behalf of everybody and myself. We definitely learned something.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, thank you for educating us.
Oh
You know,
yeah, man. No problem at all. I rather you get the knowledge than to just assume something because we could end a whole lot of confusion that happens among some people if we just have a conversation.
yep, that's all it takes is a conversation. But you know, you always been a real one in my book. That's why I had to, you know what I'm saying, double back.
It's transparent, man. It's transparent.
Yeah, for real. Man, I appreciate you for real. And then again, I see some people in the comments that say good questions. They said shout out to both of us, but it ain't even about me. I'm really saying shout out to you because again, like that's big that you was transparent. Because I don't care what nobody say. They learned something. You know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely.
And now we have empowered them. You know what I'm saying? They gave them the tools to educate someone else. What they say? Reach one, teach each one, teach one.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying?
Pay it forward, man. Pay it forward.
For sure. Which for y'all that's tapping in, you know, that's what the podcast is always about. It say all bullshit aside, because all bullshit aside, again, that refers to the bickering, like the back and forth. That's bullshit. Having the conversation is not bullshit. Let me say how I feel, you say how you feel, because half the time I feel like it's a misunderstanding. Again, it's communication, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Especially when you're typing on the internet. You know, and you know, we know our culture, we know slang, we know when you type certain shit, we assuming this probably how you said it, because this how it's usually said when these words come together like this. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So yeah, we don't want to do that no more. But again, shout out to you. If you ever need me, just holler at me.
Yes, indeed.
Got any shout outs or anything you want to tell the people?
First, just a little quick note to you, because this the show where I'm on it, but I've been watching the previous ones, and just shout out to you for having a space where people can let it all out. So, like you said, no misunderstandings, and it just be a conversation. And what people need to realize, even in conversations, we're not gonna always agree,
right?
But there's a way to agree to disagree. You know, straight up. And to everybody who said something in the comments, I can't see them right now. So everybody who said something in the comments, I appreciate y'all, and that's all I try to do is shed light, because I've been misunderstood my whole life, even misunderstood by myself till I figured it out. So shout out to y'all for even wanting to be here to find out about it. It's a blessing.
No, for real, straight up. You definitely right about that. Y'all make sure. Oh, I got one more question before I end the live.
Go ahead.
Are you open to maybe anybody that's, you know, going through their journey? Maybe they have any questions or?
Most definitely, they can inbox me on anything on Facebook. Really, that's where my inbox, or Instagram. My Instagram is the number 5 barber, the number 82. So you can inbox me, and I feel free. I answer whatever you want to know. I ain't ashamed of nothing I do. My granny told me a long time ago, if you ashamed of it, you don't need to do it.
Right. That's what's up. So yeah, if y'all have any questions, anybody out there going through your journey, because again, everybody's journey is different. So I don't want to say going through a journey like CED, because you might not go through a journey like CED. But anybody that is having a journey, make sure y'all reach out to CED, because as you can see, he is super transparent and he's willing to answer the questions truthfully. He's gonna tell you straight up what it is and how he feel about it. And one thing that I do appreciate too, CED, I want to say, is that you always preach, do your research. From the first interview to now, and that's real big. Instead of trying to tell people, "Nah, use my doctor," or "You just do this," or "Just do that," you tell people this my perspective, but you still need to do your research. So, salute to you for that. You know what I'm saying? For again, not being a gatekeeper and willing to give these people the information. You got the news you can use.
Yeah, you got to, man, because they make it so hard. I've been waiting a year to get approved. So like they make it, they give it to you, but they make you go through some loopholes and stuff. So I would much rather make it easier for somebody, so they don't have to go through the jumps and turns, even with my name change and going through that. You know, they will try to stop you, and you just got to keep going. And knowing resources helps you out a whole lot.
No, facts. But for sure, y'all, this session's on all bullshit aside, we out this thing.
Appreciate you.